I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I need to tell you something important. No matter how hard you work, if you don't know these 5 numbers, your business is doomed. That's right, doomed. But fear not, because today I'm going to reveal the essential numbers you need to know to ensure your business's survival and success. These 5 numbers are the vital numbers and performance metrics that every entrepreneur must track to thrive in today's competitive market. So let's dive right in and discover the numbers you need to monitor to save your business from certainty. Number 1, protecting revenue. Guys, we're getting into one of the worst times in the economy that we are going to see. One of the key number in a business right now is your revenue. And I know most entrepreneurs are always thinking about growing their revenue. However, right now I want to talk about something different. I want to talk about protecting your revenue. There's a recession going to happen across the globe. We don't know when because people are still spending money, but every other indicator is pointing as such. If there's anything that taught me in business is not to go against the feds and not to go against the market, all right? So right now, I need you to think about protecting your revenue. Tracking your revenue consistently and breaking it down by product or services lines, customer segment, and marketing channels to identify trends and areas of improvement you need to protect your revenue. Know what you're super good at and double down on that. In fact, I would argue this is not the time for you to go out and try to gain market share. There's going to be a time for that. Right now, you need to figure out how to not lose your revenue and maybe perhaps go back to the basic. I know this one company that they did it during the first slow dip in COVID, that they're an auto body shop. And for a while, they were picking up new clients like high-end exotics and supercars. However, they realized that when the economy is having a turn, they went back to protecting and understanding what they're super good at. And it was in a specific brand of cars and a specific task. So they went back and did a ton of that. Now their company absolutely blew up again and they're able to take back the other supercar businesses that they sort of shied away from during a downturn in the economy. Tell your CFO to start tracking this as your vital number and see your business grow as we're coming out of the recession. Remember, treat this as the year of efficiency. Treat this as the year of protecting your revenue, fixing and tweaking things so that you are ready to take advantage when the market comes down and eventually go out of it. Number 2, profit margin. If you're a CEO, you're not unfamiliar with this. No matter how much money your business makes, if your profit margins are thin, you're going to be struggling to survive. One super harsh example is the restaurant, food and beverage business. I've worked with a ton of them. In fact, at one point, I was working with a restaurant group having 80 restaurants under their brand. However, most of those restaurants are doomed to fail starting from day one. Remember, one of the key vital number for restaurants is their rent. Ideally, it should really be only about 12.5%, but most restaurants that I see, it's a lot higher than that at 20, 25, or even 30%. Yes, including some super popular restaurant that you might know in LA, New York, and Seattle. I've seen those businesses, I've seen those restaurants that is always packed. You cannot get a reservation for 1 or 2 or 3 weeks out yet. If you look at their financials, it's a freaking disaster. If you're a CEO and you're not in the restaurant business, congratulations, but it is crucial for you to monitor your profit margin closely and look for ways to reduce costs, increase efficiencies, or increase your top line revenue to maximize profitability to ensure the sustainability and growth potential for your business. Remember, if you're buying something for $1 and selling it for 90 cents, no matter how much you sell, you're always going to be at a loss. Now, I know you might think that is crazy. Who would do that, right? But you will be surprised. In the 13 years that I've been acting CFO for a lot of companies, a lot of clients come to me and they have that exact problem because it's not always clear. Number 3, cash and burn. As a CEO or business owner, it's absolutely crucial to know your cash flow and burn rate, especially in today's economy. If I'm asking you what your cash position is at any given time and you don't know it, it really makes me worried. In fact, I was talking to my buddy who has 100 companies under his personal portfolio K1s. He says this when he's working with the CEO, and if he asks him the question, what is your cash position and what is your burn rate, and they cannot answer it off the top of their head and be super accurate about them, he never invests. Cash is the lifeblood of any business, and if you don't have a clear understanding of how much cash you have or how quickly you're burning through it, you are in trouble. Like I said, investors will pass on your business if you don't have a solid grasp on your financials, your cash, and your burn, especially in today's economy. It is very different from 12 months ago where almost any entrepreneur can get any cash from anybody. Now the table have turned. The economy is slowing down. Every economic indicator shows that. If you're still thinking that you're going to grow your way out of it, I will be very careful. And if your CFO haven't already tell you the importance of paying attention to your cash and cash burn, fire them. To avoid getting caught in a cash crunch, monitor your cash flow and burn rate absolutely closely. In fact, right now, I'm monitoring all of my cash, all of my companies on a daily basis. Yes, I get a daily cash report at 4:30 p.m. every single day telling me exactly what had happened that day, what is going to happen over the next 7 days, because I have to pay extreme attention to make sure that 1, we don't run out, 2, there's no emergencies, and 3, that we have enough cash reserves down the road for when the economy turns into worse. Here are 3 ways to improve your cash flow and avoid running out of cash. Number 1, you can always increase your revenue, albeit I would argue it's a little bit hard today, but not impossible. Find ways to increase your sales or charge more for your product and services. Yes, super hard for a down economy depending on where you are, but still there are people spending money, or like we said in the past, get back to your basics. Get rid of all the other noise that might be diverting, but focus on just the thing that creates the highest value for your customers. Number 2, it's an obvious one. Decrease expenses. Review your expenses regularly and cut out any unnecessary costs. Now, for Hack Nation, I would take it even one step further because you guys are a higher level breed of entrepreneurs and CEOs. Don't just consider something as necessary or unnecessary. Even if they're necessary, I will argue, work with your CFO and work with your accountant and figure, is this the best and first use of our cash today? For example, if your marketing is necessary, even in a down economy, we don't ever want to stop growing or at least sustaining. Take a step further. Which marketing? Is exploring a new market really the best and first use? Or perhaps is protecting our revenue? Same in marketing, but just take it one step further beyond necessary and unnecessary. And please do not cut cost on things that doesn't really matter or cannot make an impact, like coffee or snacks in the office, because guess what? It's not going to save you a ton of cost, but it's going to piss off a lot of people and it's going to completely decrease the morale of your company. It's silly. Those cost cutting, I always feel like it's, low impact financially, but high negative impact when it comes to morale. And last thing I want to say this, do not look at your financial accounting or CFO services and try to cut that. And no, I'm not saying that just because I'm a CFO and Deep Sky acts as a CFO for a lot of companies, but because, listen to this, even if you're not my client, even if you're just working with someone else, in a down economy now more than ever, you need to focus on your financials. You need to pay attention to your cash position, to your cash burn. In fact, in a down economy, it is more crucial to know what is going on. In a growth economy where you're doing good and you're making millions, you can afford to make mistakes. However, in a slow economy, you can't afford that. The margin of error is much smaller. And if you're cutting your accounting and financial efforts to where you're getting reports less frequently or less accurately, I would say that is a recipe for disaster. Anything, right now is the time for you to pay more attention to your financial metrics and financial literacy. Finally, manage your inventory. If you're a business that tracks inventory, this is extremely important. Keep track of your inventory level. Make sure it's not overstocking. If you're storing a lot of stuff and if it spoils, that is bad. If it goes out of season, that is bad. Yes, I get it. We just came out of a pandemic and a lot of times things are catching up, but consumer spending are slowing down and are going to slow down. You do not want to be stuck with a bunch of inventory at the end of the year and no one to buy it. Don't wait until it's too late. Monitor your cash flow and burn rate today and make the necessary adjustment to keep your business afloat. Remember, this is time for you to protect your business and spot opportunities when we get to the bottom and when we're coming out of the recession, not going into it. Do not try to catch any knives. And if your CFO is telling you to spend into the wall right now and you're not slowing down, fire them. And if you're not going to fire them, that's fine too, but tell your CFOs to start tracking this as your vital number and see your business grow. Number 4, ticket size. Ticket size refer to the average amount of money a customer spend per transaction. Increasing your ticket size is a great way to boost revenue without acquiring new customers. One way to increase ticket size is to offer upsells and cross-sells. For example, if you're selling a product, offer a premium version with additional features or bundle a deal with related product. If you are doing service, then really talk to your customers and understand what is top of mind for them and see if you can help them more. Because if you're a service company, it's always about helping your customers and creating the maximum value that you can for them. Another way to increase ticket size is to implement loyalty program or offer discounts for larger purchases or offer discounts for faster purchases. By tracking your ticket size and experimenting with different strategies, you can find ways to increase your average transaction value and improve your bottom line. Tell your CFOs to start tracking this as your vital number and see your business grow. Number 5, the 3 vital resources. Running a successful business requires you to maximize 3 critical resources: time, money, and energy. Every business owner has a limited amount of each, so it is crucial to deploy them wisely. Always about first thing first and the best and first use. Here are the 3 tips to optimize each resource. To optimize your time. Time is the greatest equalizer for everybody. We all have the same 24-hour each day, and how you deploy it is going to make the world of difference between just being moderately successful and over the moon successful. Focus on tasks that only you can do extremely well. What we usually like to call it either first thing first or the best and first use. Start by tracking your time using our time journal or create your own and start paying attention where your time is going. And then go through it after 3 days or a week and highlight everything that is in quadrant 1 where only you can do it. It's going to get you fastest, closest to your goals. See how many are in quad 1, in quad 2, quad 3, and quad 4, and make an effort to get rid of all the stuff in quad 4, delegate all the stuff into quad 2 and quad 3, and then only focus on quad 1 items. Optimize your time, looking at your calendar, and I will tell you your strategy. Number 2, optimize your energy. Energy is the most important thing. Yes, one of the most elusive things to track. It's hard to measure, but all of us also kind of know. You're always going to know what is the energy vampire in your life. Is it that one client? Is it that one task, that one staff, that one vendor? What is absolutely sucking you of your energy? It could be Instagram, where you're spending hours upon hours scrolling for no purpose at all. What is your energy vampire? Pay attention to that, identify it, be super honest with yourself and cut it out. And on the flip side, what is energizing for you? It could be working on sales. It could be working on a complex problem for a client. It could be talking to other entrepreneurs and learning. It could be helping with your team. Everybody is different, but you have to understand your energy. You have to understand what depletes it and what increases it, so you can stop majoring in the minor things and focus on the things that generates energy and yields the biggest impact. Finally, we can't talk about the 3 resources without talking about money. To optimize your money, scrutinize every expense and evaluate whether it's necessary, gets us closer to our goal, and if it's the best and first use. Negotiating with vendors and suppliers to get better deals is just the first step, but more importantly, it's about, is it worth it? Now, just because something is expensive doesn't mean it's too expensive or you can't afford it. And definitely, cheap stuff are often the most expensive. You want to pay attention to return on investment, ROI, for the value that it creates. Remember, the thing that is the most expensive are the things that does not work. Everything that works, you have to ask yourself, how much value am I getting out of it? Now, to cover the expense, that's fine, but best I want it to be at least 3x or more. Sometimes we pay something that is $5,000 that is yielding $25,000, $50,000, or $100,000 in opportunity cost or added benefit or intrinsic benefit. You have to be the judge of that. You have to understand what's it worth to you, and there's always a price. Make sure you're doing the best at first use of every single dollar. Ask your CFO to start tracking these as your vital number and see your business grow. Now remember, you don't have to tackle all 5 of these numbers at once. It's a lot, I get it. Just start with 1 and you'll see a massive difference in your business, in your life. I guarantee it. Rather it's tracking your 3 resources, rather it's tracking your cash and cash burn, or any of the 5 numbers. By taking action on just a single vital number can have domino effect on your entire business and even your life. To help you get started, we have created a free tool called the Monday Morning Action Plan, where you can identify the things you're going to differently when you get back in the office on Monday, starting with tracking and improving one of these as your vital number. Remember, Measure and Hack is not just about learning cool ideas, it's about taking these ideas and then implementing it in your business so that you can start taking action. It's about going through the stages of not just learning, but then doing and eventually be. It is my hope and my goal for you to take back control of your business and achieve the success that you have always dreamed for. So what are you waiting for? Click on the link in the description to download the Monday Morning Action Plan now and start your journey to entrepreneurial freedom. And if you're ready to take your business to the next level, consider joining our community at measurexhack.co. This is a community created for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs to help you get a grip on your numbers, optimize your resources, and take back the freedom that you deserve. Stop letting your business take control of you any longer. Take control of your numbers, manage your time and energy, and start living the life that you have always wanted. Because I believe entrepreneurs are the solutions to the world's problem, and that you deserve to be rich and happy today and tomorrow.